So check this out, the Ligier Nissan DPi marks a milestone as the first ever prototype to win a race in the IMSA SportsCar Championship using an engine straight from a road car. That's a major milestone, and it's showing everyone that innovation and performance can come from unexpected places, right? Aside from that, this car was largely overshadowed by stronger competitors and never won a championship. Unfortunately, it did not last long in a racing arena. Unlike its DPi rivals, Acura, Cadillac, Mazda, Nissan didn't have the financial support of a full factory team. Still, its unique design and notable wins made it a fan favorite during that era of American sports car racing. IMSA DPi stands for Daytona Prototype International, in which cars use a spec chassis that allows different car makers to create their own engines and unique designs to showcase their identity. The Nissan DPi was mostly a project pushed by the Tequila Patron ESM team. The team has built a formidable reputation for achieving major victories such as the Daytona 24-hour and the Sebring 12-hour, with the Ligier JSP2 powered by a Honda engine and the IMSA Sports Car Series. Then, under the new 2017 rules, they swapped that out for the Ligier JSP217. But here's the twist. The Nissan DPi shares its carbon fiber frame and got it all tricked out. While the JSP217 was rocking a Gibson V8 engine, the Nissan DPi powered a twin-turbo 3.8-liter V6 right from the Nissan GT-R GT3 race car. It was reworked for endurance racing, sharing a block with the street-legal Nissan GT-R. No fancy prototype engine here, 600 plus horsepower at 8,000 RPM, and it's got that 6-speed paddle shift manual transmission. The biggest difference was engine weight. The Nissan DPi was over 50 kilograms or 110 pounds heavier than the Gibson V8 and LMP2 cars, with the extra weight high in the middle rear. While LMP2 cars met the 930 kilogram limit with floor ballast, the Nissan struggled to shed weight to meet class minimums, making it heavier than its DPi rivals. To solve that, the DPi car used a special oil system called a dry sump to keep the oil moving even under strong forces. This system also helped keep the heavy engine as low as possible in the car's frame. Nissan and their Nismo crew were handling the tech and engine side of things. Extreme Speed Motorsports and Ligier were the real MVPs, making sure the whole project was built and funded. Because the car started as a privateer project, the team had to secure its own funding, which was tough because Nissan wasn't willing to invest much in the development. Extreme Speed Motorsports had a 2-year deal with Nissan, and they showcased the car and conducted testing at Sebring International Raceway in Florida back in December 2016, just a month before the racing season kicked off. The Nissan DPi exclusively competed in the IMSA SportsCar Championship from 2017 to 2019, securing multiple podium finishes and major race wins, completing 30 races in total, and at times showing true pace against some of its tougher DPi rivals. With hardly any financial or developmental help from Nissan's motorsports team Nismo, Nissan's DPi car, which was basically an LMP2 machine dressed up like a DPi, surprised everyone with its pace at the 2017 Daytona 24-hour race where the IMSA season kicks off. The Nissan DPi program had an impressive, though somewhat turbulent, first season. Extreme Motorsports faced reliability and electronic issues with the Cosworth engine management system. At the 2017 Rolex 24, their 2 Nissan DPi cars showed they had the speed to keep up with the best, even leading at times during the rainy night portion. However, difficulty with wet weather and tech troubles meant they finished just 4th, 3 laps behind the victorious Cadillacs. Even still, that's very impressive for a racing debut. After the 2017 Sebring 12 Hours, Nissan's DPi team switched from Cosworth to Motec Electronics, and they saw improved reliability, which in turn enhanced their race performance. It led to them achieving a second-place podium finish at the Long Beach Sprint Race. Essentially, the change in electronics helped the team achieve better race results. Then we fast forward to Road America's breakthrough. At the Continental Tire Road Race Showcase, the number 22 car, driven by Petit Le Mans and Johannes van Overbeek, conquered Nissan DPi's first ever win in IMSA. This victory was massive for the team as it officially broke the dominant 7-race winning streak of the unstoppable Cadillac DPi VR. Plus, the sister number 2 car came in third, giving Nissan a solid 1-3 finish. I guess somebody finally got tired of watching those Cadillacs take all the glory. So what do? They rode up and break that streak. They stepped up and showed what they've made of. And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, the team wrapped up the 2017 season on a high note by earning another overall victory at Petit Le Mans of Road Atlanta. Apparently, it was Nissan DPi's first endurance win because they've just been waiting for this moment. What a solid season debut for this car, with 2 cars finishing 5th and 6th in the DPi team standings. During the 2018 Rolex 24 at Daytona, the Nissan DPi program really knocked it out the park with their competitive pace, until, of course, both cars were tired early thanks to their mechanical issues. The number 2 Nissan DPi was so fast at the start and challenging the top dogs early on, but DNF'd. And, of course, the number 22 Nissan. Yet again, just when you thought it couldn't get any better despite the rough start at Daytona, Nissan bounced back big in the season to secure a major historic win at the 2018 12 Hours of Sebring. It was the number 22 driven by Petit Le Mans, Johannes van Overbeek, and Nicolas Lapierre. Durrani took the lead during the last pit stops with 39 minutes left and crossed the finish line 12 seconds ahead of the second-place Cadillac DPi VR. This 2018 12 Hours Sebring race was a big deal for Nissan because they hadn't won there in almost 25 years. Unbelievable. Their last win was way back in 1994 with a factory team running the Nissan 300ZX GTS. What an historic triumph. Later in the 2018 IMSA season, the Nissan DPi was on a roller coaster, with hiccups here and there, but occasionally delivered satisfying results. Following a disastrous 6 hours of Watkins Glen, where the team blew through 3 engines and had 2 fail, they decided it was best to roll out 1 car at Canadian Tire Mosport Park. Miraculously, the number 22 car pulled off a 4th win at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, Nissan's last hurrah with the Extreme Speed Motorsports team. Durrani secured qualifying pole positions at Detroit and the IMSA Grand Finale, Petit Le Mans. They showed promising speed that hinted at a potential championship win, but faced reliability issues and balance of performance challenges at Daytona and Road Atlanta. They finished 9th in the team standings. Tequila Patron ended its involvement in motorsport at the end of 2018 after being acquired by Bacardi, which changed its marketing plans. They had been involved in sports car racing for 11 years and had partnerships with the IMSA series and a racing team. Once they pulled their main financial support, the team, co-owned by Scott Sharp, had to end its exclusive agreement with Ligier Automotive. This decision left the car open for other racing teams to buy and use the Nissan DPi. For the 2019 season, a private team, Core Autosport, campaigned a single Nissan DPi after previously running an Orca LMP2 car. The Nissan DPi featured red, white, and blue stripes during that season, paying tribute to the famous Nissan race cars from the 1980s and 90s. Thought it would be worth mentioning. The drivers were Colin Braun, John Bennett, and Romain Dumas. Their achievements with Nissan weren't as significant as those of Tequila Patron's Extreme Speed Motorsports, but they were notable. Throughout the season, Core Autosport achieved a 4th place finish at the Daytona Rolex 24, the highest result the team has ever achieved with the car. They occasionally collected several top 10 finishes, but lacked the pace of Acura, Cadillac, and sometimes Mazda of that season. Sadly, Nissan never scored a win or podium that year and ultimately finished 9th in the team standings. Unfortunately, Core Autosport has stopped its DPi program after one season. This decision comes after team owner and driver John Bannett retired. The teams shifted their focus to the Porsche factory GT Le Mans program. Because of this change, the Nissan DPi car will no longer be used in races, as Nissan has shown little interest in supporting the program anyway. After 2019, the car was put away for good, with 4 wins, 8 podiums, and 30 races under its belt. Looking back at her racing history and tech, she sorta had a shot at a championship, especially in the North American Endurance Cup. She left too soon, but hey, she deserves a special place somewhere in IMSA for beating the dominant Cadillac at its peak. Farewell. Finally, a quick bonus. The modified bodywork of this prototype was used as inspiration for a fictional Nissan Le Mans car that appeared in the movie Gran Turismo. If you'd like, you can explore how this car stacks up against competitors like the Cadillac DPi VR by clicking on this video, or check out the other Nissan Le Mans prototype video. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for some more motorsports content, and I'll see you in the very next one. Peace out and stay safe. Chris the Radar out.